What's up, nerds and nerdettes and we little nerdlings all? It's your buddy Big Johnny G from Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming. And my friends, it is true, I am back. I love doing these videos, can you tell? So we are outside again, and it is not a midday monologue Monday or a tabletop takeout Tuesday, but we're still outside shooting a video. Wow. Why? Because I wanted to give you guys an update on one of the new shows that we just started, or restarted up with a new take on it and a new angle, and that's Tales from the Table. Now, if you already watched the last little update I did, I was talking about the new RPG that we're going to be playing. Well, not new as in it's new out now, but it's new as compared to the last RPG we were playing was Dungeons and Dragons. We were playing a mix of 3.5 and original AD&D. Now it's time we put that campaign on hold a little bit because we had a few problems and put the group back together, and we are jumping into a mini, I say mini because I don't know, it might run 6, it might run 8 campaign sessions of a Mutants and Masterminds game. What? You don't know Mutants and Masterminds? It's probably just the greatest superhero role-playing game you can get. Tabletop role-playing game, anyway. It's published by Green Ronin Publishing. It's on the 3rd edition right now. We're going to be playing the 2nd edition because that's my favorite version. I liked 1st edition. I thought it was awesome until 2nd came out, and then I was like, whoa, 1st edition wasn't as good as I thought. 3rd edition really hasn't caught my attention. And anyway, I have all the source books for the 2nd edition that were published by Green Ronin, plus everything downloadable that they came out with. I have all of that, plus I got a bunch of third-party stuff. So that's another reason. I just don't want to have to get this system all over again, spend the money on all the new books and downloads and everything all over again when I already got it. And not only do I already got it, but I got it in a system that me and my players enjoy. All right, so what I wanted to talk about was we are going to be starting up our Paragons, Mutants and Mastermind 2E game this weekend, this Saturday, the beginning of spring, and St. Patrick's Day as well, though neither of those have anything to actually do with the game. It's just a happy coincidence, as all that is. But we are going to be playing on Saturday, and it should be myself and the 20-sided warriors that are going to be there. Whoa! It's getting a little windy. So the camera almost tilts a little bit. Oh, we don't have a camera quake. And if we do, I'm just filming right through it. Heck yeah! Why should I bother editing that out? It might look fun. Anyway, so as I was saying, we got myself and my buddies, the 20-sided warriors that are going to be playing. Is going to be consisting definitely, apparently, it's going to be consisting of Ryan, it's going to be consisting of Alex, Rob, and Steven as well. So there should be 5 of us sitting around the table for the campaign. Deanna might be joining us. Haven't heard back from her yet. That's up in the air. So it should be at least 5 of us, maybe 6 sitting at the table. That's a good number, I think, for this particular RPG. 6, I think, is good. Anything more than that would have gotten a little too muddled for this particular game. I don't mind having up to 8 or sometimes maybe even 10 players in a AD&D or basic D&D game, but for something like Mutants and Masterminds, I found that anything more than 6 just kind of gets a little muddled. So I'm going to give you, oh, there's a puppy. Trying to say hello to someone. Anyway, I wanted to give you a little bit of an overview of what the characters are going to be playing. Who is that? He's not a happy puppy right now. There goes the camera. All right, so I wanted to give you a quick little overview of some of the interesting characters that we're going to be playing in this game. Now, this is going to be a PL8 game, which is giving us 120 points for character creation. Now, I'm creating the powers for the characters in the group, spending 40 points. Actually, 2 of the characters had 41 points. I think another one had 38, but 40 is my sweet spot there that I'm going for. So I'm doing up all the powers for the gang, and on Saturday when they get to my place, the first thing that they're going to be doing is using the rest of those points to fill out their attributes, because the game is entirely built on a point system. Everything from your attributes to your attack, your defense, your saves, all of that has to. That's not a very friendly dog at all. So everything is going to end up costing you points. So I'm going to let them spend the remainder of the points, which obviously should be more than enough for them to build interesting characters. Because the idea of the Paragons campaign is that superheroes have never existed. There's never been Captain America and the Invaders. There's never been Superman and the Justice Society of America. There's never been a JLA or Avengers. There's never been Spawn or Savage Dragon or the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Nothing. No, no, no. It is a completely real world. But then something happened. Nobody knows what. Well, I know. I'm the game master. Nobody knows what. And suddenly people with powers start appearing in the real world. So it's going to be a very interesting game. It's going to be a game of mystery. It's going to be a game, obviously, of action because there's superpowers involved. And there's a much deeper seed in this game I haven't told anyone about yet. And that's going to have to wait. That's not going to be revealed at all anytime soon. But it's the deepest, most important part of the campaign. Listen, I have been DMing and GMing for 40 years now. If I don't do things to keep things interesting, it's just the same game over and over again. And I got something that when my players are done, notes. Every good GM needs notes. No matter how well you are at winging it, notes on something is always going to be needed. And here are mine. So the characters that we're going to be playing, as far as the powers go, because I'm not sure exactly the backgrounds are, like I said, that's going to be all up to the players. They're going to be normal people, normal jobs, bus drivers, teachers, journalists, actors, weathermen, whatever. Maybe Ryan wants to be the guy at the airport, with the lighting sticks that tells the planes that, who knows? Who cares? It doesn't matter. They're just regular, normal people. And then, So I am going to be, besides GMing, I'm also going to be playing the game. I know not every GM, DM does that, but that's the way I learned, and that's the way I'm comfortable with. So the character that I am going to be running, here it is. He has the power of friction control. So his specific power of friction control is he has the ability to decrease friction. And he could do that. He has that at rank 10, that was board at. So the area that he can affect is rank times 5. So it's a pretty big rank that he can decrease the friction in, which is going to cause people to have to prevent themselves from falling down. And I'm telling you, when it comes to RPGs, especially D20 systems like 3rd edition and Mutants and Masterminds, feats like Knockdown, really, really good. But besides that, he also has an alternate to that power of environmental control, where he's able to just sort of decrease the friction in the entire environment to hamper movement. And this way, people are only going to be able to move up to a maximum of 1/4 of their speed. So he can do that in a much grander area. He has immunity to all forms of entrapment. Physical entrapment anyway, because he can just make himself frictionless and just get out of holes and most types of bonds and things like that. And then he can also make he can make the bottom of his feet or shoes almost frictionless to give him the ability to sort of skate at high speeds. He can reach a speed of up to 50 miles an hour. So that's the character I'm going to be running, and I've been wanting to actually run a friction control character for a while. I wish I had more points. I could have given him increased friction as well. And a couple of the other feats, I wish I had the powers to give him, like Ignite. I wanted him to have that power, but he doesn't have that yet. But as they go up in levels, they get more power points, and they almost had a camera quake. They get more power points, and they're able to use that to increase their powers. So at some point, I could be able to get that. Ryan's character is someone that reminds me of the Black King from the Hellfire Club, X-Men, Marvel comic books, because he has absorption power. He can absorb physical, and he has the extras for both types, so he can also absorb energy. So when he does that, he's able to take those ranks of damage that he would have normally taken, but his power rank could offset it. So like he has it in power rank 10, so anything So power rank 9 damage or less, he doesn't even have to roll damage. He just absorbs that and he can use it. What can he use it for? He can use it to become super strong. Yeah. But he can also, as an alt power, where he can also use it for healing as well. And that was it. That power alone, that was 41 points right there for Ryan. With his effect, his extra, his alts, and the floor I put on it, all came to 41. So let's see. Rob. I got Rob's guy next. Now Rob, very simple idea. He wanted to be someone that was a mutant cat person. So I figured that should be pretty easy. And it was. And it kind of wasn't. Because most of the powers associated with what I give him being a cat were very low cost, actually. Speed was 1 point per rank. Strike for his claws and his fangs, 1 point per rank. The thing that cost the most was enhanced dexterity. Cost the most because he had 12 ranks in that. But he also, with his additional limb, he has a prehensile tail. I know cats' tails are not prehensile, but what the heck? Super movement of wall crawling. Not in a Spider-Man sense, but in the sense that he's using his claws to dig into substances and climb up. So as long as his claws can do damage enough to break into, let's say, this side of a building, he'll be able to climb up it. Leaping, because, cats can jump. He has rank 3 in leaping, which when his final jumping score is tallied based on his strength, we're going to multiply that times 10 because of his leaping ability. Speed, he can run up to about 50 miles an hour. The feature is a power that you can take to add on one small little thing. So in this case, he has the feature of his body is covered in this black fur, which acts as an insulator and a protection against sunburns. So he's immune to those things as well. And also because his fur is black, it gives him the blending ability. They can blend in, but specifically to shadows and darkness or black. Anything that can match the fur, he'll be able to just blend right into. And then I gave him Enhanced Feats. Now, Enhanced Feats is a power that a lot of people in this game overlook. It's just a way to... a lot of people figure that they'll just buy the feats that they want for their superhero and their normal character build. But actually, if the only reason you have this feat is because you're super, you should put it under your powers as enhanced feat. And that's what I did here for him, for his evasion, instant up, a couple of ranks of luck. Cats are supposed to be lucky, prone fighting, because cats are really good at lying on their back and clawing the heck out of you, and uncanny dodge. So that's going to be Rob. That's the powers for Rob's cat guy. And the last two that I got to finish up, well, I got to double check on Alex about his character, but hold on. Let me put this away here. There we go. So I got to double check on him. I know that Steven, and I'll be working on his character next, this afternoon and this evening, he wanted a poltergeist. Not just to be a poltergeist, but according to parapsychology, poltergeists are not ghosts. They are not apparitions, bodiless entities in any way, shape, or form. Parapsychologists believe that poltergeist activity happens from an actual person. It's a telekinetic power out of control that usually happens to young women or boys at adolescent age who are having a very, very, very difficult time emotionally. And when I say that, I mean something that just like cracks one's soul, kind of emotional problems. And they feel like they're powerless, they can't do anything about it, and it causes this psychic outlash of telekinetic ability. That's the angle that Steven was going for, which I was happy to help him with. So he has additional limbs. He has got a total of 10 invisible limbs that are permanently invisible to every visual type of sensory input, whether it's eyes or whether it's a camera, things like that. Completely invisible, completely incorporeal, ghost-like. They have the feat of effect corporal, so even though they are insubstantial, they can pick things up and throw them around. And that's working on the points for that. I started some of the notes on it. It's going to be a little bit expensive, especially because we're going to want to add in some enhanced strength to his invisible limbs, specifically just the limbs, not him. So that's probably going to come out mid to high 30s, maybe just around 40 for Steven. So that's going to be done tonight, probably into tomorrow, and then by tomorrow night I'll get everything back from Alex and get his character all ready. So that's what's going to be happening. Now, I already gave a quick idea of the world in the last video that I did, but it's going to be set in New York City in the 1980s, and there's a reason for that, other than the fact that the 80s was one of my earlier, one of my decades of youth. Does have more to do with that. In fact, the entire deeper reasoning for the game that I was alluding, caught it, almost had a camera quake, that I was alluding at earlier, is really gonna come into play. I can't mention anything about that because I don't want the 20-sided warriors to watch this and find out what I'm doing. But it's a deep-seated idea I've had for a while now that I've wanted to do, and I'm really glad I'm going to get the chance to do this now. Talk about. I'll give you a hint. No. Want a hint? Little hint. Without giving it away. 'Cause I got a hint I can give you, but it's going to give it away. Onion. Oh, you see that? That's the wind knocking the tripod around. Got to be very careful here. Like I said, I'm going to film right through it. Who cares? Because I'm here for you, my friends. Anyway, so that is my quick little update on Tales from the Table. It's going to be happening this weekend. It's going to be happening Saturday, first day of spring, St. Patrick's Day. And I'm so excited about this. So excited to be getting back, basically just into an RPG, but also to be getting back into Mutants and Masterminds, especially second edition Mutants and Masterminds. This is going to be great. And the Paragon setting, we've only done it a couple of times, and no one in this group that's sitting in this group has actually played Paragons in the past 2 campaigns I did, so that makes me even more excited to see how this is all going to happen and go down. So at some point Saturday after the game, I'm going to sit down with the 20-sided warriors, well, at least Ryan and Alex, since they are camera happy. And we're going to sit down and discuss it, so you'll be able to find out exactly what was going on in the campaign, how it ran, how the players reacted, what they thought, how I reacted to them reacting, and what I thought. So that's the update. That is the update for Tales from the Table, and the new episode will be dropping on Saturday concerning the Mutants and Masterminds 2nd edition Paragons campaign setting. Don't forget to follow us. We are on Twitter, we are on Instagram, we are on Facebook, and Two Gun Pixie, of course, right here on YouTube. Thank you all for subscribing to us. Thank you for sharing our videos. Thank you for liking them and commenting on them. And thank you so much. It means so much to me. You guys are really, guys and girls are some of the greatest friends and fans that I think a YouTuber like me could really have. So this old grognard definitely says thank you. And I'm your buddy Big Johnny G. The Two Gun Pixie presents Legendary Gaming and my friends. Yeah! Out of here!